Welcome to the NWI.com Political Roundtable for Thursday, April 21st. I'm Robert Blaszkiewicz, Assistant Managing Editor of The Times. Joined with me today, Doug Ross, Editorial Page Editor of The Times, and Times columnist Mark Kiesling, bringing you the latest. And when we say latest, we really do mean latest, because this just happened within the last hour.
Right.
A Supreme Court decision came down, didn't it?
Right. Within the last 45 minutes.
Yeah.
We're talking really fresh news here.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Can't wrap it up and put it in the birdcage just yet. The Supreme Court ruled in the George Janiec case that yes, he should be on the ballot, and by golly, you better give us an explanation of how
George
this
Janiec is the Republican candidate
Right.
for Mayor of Hammond, who nearly beat McDermott 4 years ago. So
Right. Well, to give the other candidates their due, George Janiec will be on the ballot opposing several other Republicans in the primary, but is considered to be the front runner to confront McDermott in the fall.
Now that he's on the ballot.
Now that he's on the ballot, yeah. He finished fewer than 500 votes from McDermott in the last election and gave the mayor quite a scare. So.
And Hammond's a city, well, it's the only city in northwest Indiana, when I was looking at it, that has contested primaries for mayor in, Republican and Democratic both. So, that says a lot about, yes, there will be an election in the fall that matters.
What's exciting about Hammond, and what's exciting and significant about Hammond, is that it's now the largest city in Lake County, and a lot of the political power is coming out of Hammond now. And it used to be East Chicago was kind of the tail that wagged the Lake County dog, and now that a lot of that is shifted to Hammond, and that's where your power base is coming from in a lot of ways.
It's going to be very interesting.
obviously, this complicates things. They're gonna Lake County is going to have to change the electronic voting machines to make sure Janiec's on those. But early voting has already started. A lot of people have cast ballots that George Janiec's name wasn't on.
Right.
Now, when you say a lot of people, how many, are there a lot of people who have cast early ballots? Or I know.
I said a lot, but there probably isn't that many. But we don't know how many.
There was kind of a poo-pooing on the part of some of the Janiec supporters that said there really aren't going to be enough early ballots cast to make a whole lot of difference.
Just get a note: 3,200 is the number of early ballots.
3,200 early ballots.
So,
right.
Well, that's a significant amount.
Well, but
you've got to know how many of those are in the Republican primary.
Well, and the other thing that has to be looked at is, can you, once you voted early, can you vote again and cancel out your previous vote now that there's a full slate? So these are things that we'll have to do.
I think the court has ruled that
I think that's true.
In reading the Supreme Court decision, it appears that if people feel they were disenfranchised and wanted to vote for Janiec, they can re-vote.
Yeah.
It's not necessarily a case of vote early, vote often.
Right.
But it's a case of saying that I wanted to vote for him. He was on the ballot. I'd like to. If you didn't want to vote for him, then of course you wouldn't go back.
Yeah.
And of those 3,200, those were not all Republican primary candidates.
Right.
Okay, so.
Well, it seems like that would be we'll see what happens next. But this seems to be the final word in terms of whether George Janiec will be on the ballot.
Yeah.
He will be on the ballot. So.
The Indiana Supreme Court is pretty much the final word.
Yeah.
And it should be noted that I think that the reason that the attempt to keep Janiec off the ballot was because he was a nonpartisan member of the school board.
Right.
And the question was, can he then run as a partisan in a mayoral election?
So
And if he wins, he
and
wins.
this question, I don't think it has ever been addressed by the Supreme Court before. And this will be precedent setting not only for Lake County, but for the rest of the state of Indiana.
Right.